in the North Bay where devastation. I mean, we're looking behind you, Elissa.
And Soda Rock Winery, no more. Incredible. It's been there for, what, 150 years?
That's right, 150 years, so absolutely devastating to see this morning. Really, the only thing that's still standing is the rock wall, the front of the building. The sign, Soda Rock, still there. But if you look through the front entryway, you can see those huge piles of smoldering debris. The ceiling collapsed. Pretty much everything inside either on fire or already scorched. Also behind me, there's another structure. You can see part of a fireplace. The stairwell, that also burned to the ground. We're seeing fruit trees that are singed. We're seeing artwork that has been burned. Definitely devastating because, as we mentioned, this has been here for a long time, since 1869. The owners, the current owners, have been in charge since 2000, and they just went through a major renovation project. So this is certainly a very popular winery, a very recognizable winery. That rock wall you can see over there. Also, there's a sculpture of a boar. That's something that's really a landmark of this place. So those still standing, but everything else pretty much burned. Now, I want to show you some video from a little bit earlier this morning when it was really going. Now, one big issue that, of course, we've been talking about are these winds, and it's these winds that have been pushing around the embers, pushing around the flames, and the reason why this fire has been able to spread so quickly. Now, we are here in Healdsburg. The entire town was evacuated yesterday. That is how serious this fire is. So as we were driving through the area, it's very quiet except for a lot of emergency personnel. We're seeing firefighters lined up and down the street. They're putting out spot fires. They are staging in case new fires flare up. They're looking for hot spots. They really want to make sure that when they put a fire out, they know it is entirely out so that they don't have any sort of reignition. I also want to show you a little bit more video that we took only about a mile down the road, but we're looking into the distance. We're looking at this large hill that was glowing. We were seeing large flames, the fire moving over that hill. It was quite a sight, and that was taken maybe about 2 hours ago. Now, I want to talk to you about what we've experienced this morning. I can tell you within probably the last 20 minutes, the winds have appeared to pick up. They have been extremely strong. These wind gusts almost, knocking you over. They are extremely strong, these howling winds. When we left this morning, we really saw a lot of traffic coming away from the fire on Highway 101 in the Petaluma area. That's when we started seeing a lot of evacuees when it was still dark. A lot of them had campers, had trailers. They were all trying to get out of their neighborhoods because throughout the night, different communities were getting these evacuation alerts on their phones. And I can tell you, once we crossed into Sonoma County, I was getting those alerts on my phone as well. They were in English and in Spanish, and they would tell exactly which neighborhoods had to be evacuated. Now, another thing that emergency responders were able to do this year is they gave people a lot of warning if they could. They let certain communities know that they needed to get ready for an evacuation. Get your medication, get your pets, get all your belongings ready to go, and then if you get that call that you need to evacuate, you get out immediately. That's been really helpful for first responders and for firefighters to be able to get into these neighborhoods when people can get out that much quicker. So that's one good thing about what's happened this time around. But of course, we're still going to be dealing with these winds for quite a while. They've certainly picked up just in the past few minutes here. And that's one thing that we'll be looking at as well. I can tell you there are spot fires burning around us. I'm seeing flames, just across the road. There's still a lot of smoke in the air, but like these fires do, we're seeing this winery that's been here for 150 years that unfortunately got taken by this fire. But if you look right next door, there's homes still standing. So it's been really interesting driving around and seeing what this fire has been doing. We drove up Chalk Hill Road, which is where Sarah is this morning, and there were fires burning right along the road. I mean, just inches away from where we were driving. Certainly some scary moments as well, but a lot of firefighters out there working really hard to get this thing under control. Reporting live in Healdsburg, Elissa Harrington, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
All right, Elissa, stay safe.